Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for being on with me. I'm super excited for this session. If this is your first time with me, could you put a 1 in the chat for me? Hey, James, love seeing you there. Thank you, James. If you've been with me before, just say a quick hello. James Grant and I are, good friends and in awesome masterminds. And I see a couple of familiar faces here. Johnny, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
Good to have you again. We're excited to share a lot of really cool stuff today. And so if you're just jumping on, let me know where you're from. And we're gonna, kind of get started here with my slides. Let's see here. James. And so I'm going to have all the resources for you. So not to worry. I want you guys to be, be able to pay attention and not have to worry about any of the links and any of that stuff. I have everything for you all ready to go. I'll just copy and paste in the chat for you. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me get my slides going. Let's see here. All right, everybody see my screen good? Give me a yes if you do. Knoxville, Tennessee. We love the South. Great. All right, without further ado, let's get started. So today, I'm going to be talking about AI note-taking with automations. And the key word here that we all want to do is use automations because we want to save time. We're all busy professionals, whether you're a single agent or you're in a team. We're all really just trying to save more time. And luckily for us, we live in an exciting time where there's this AI technology that's going to help us do that. Note-taking has been around, since people can write, right? And up until now, we've never had an on-demand digital assistant available to anyone at any time, 24/7, 365. And these kind of systems for right now, it can transcribe, it can take notes, it can condense the information, it can make information useful and searchable for all of your needs at your fingertips. And the most amazing thing is that you can keep it forever. Okay, and so that's what we're going to kind of talk about this today. And who's this for? This is for agents. If you're a real estate agent, just put a 1 in the chat for me. I can kind of take a tally if other people who are in other businesses. If you're an agent and you have a lot of clients, or even, all of us have a threshold how many clients we can handle at a time. And we want to save some time for those agents and teams that need collaboration tools. Okay, it's almost impossible today to run any kind of team with more than 2 people to be able to coordinate with all the clients that we have and without having to catch them up on every single thing with the client manually or in person or on the phone or by text. It just takes way too much time. Okay, and it's also for growth-oriented business people, business owners who are busy, CEOs, COOs, people who are just busy and really need to save time and do more. And then also for people who do a lot of online meetings, because that's one of the big key things here today, is that doing online meetings to be able to condense, let's say, an hour-long meeting or webinar and condense it in a short couple of paragraphs to know what the meeting was about. And then some takeaways, and then be able to store that and be able to access it anytime. So that's what this is for today. We're gonna tackle all of these things for all of these people. A little bit about me for those who are with me the first time here today, is that I'm a luxury market real estate agent here in Orange County, California, the good old C here. And I've worked in 3 tech startups in my lifetime and 15 years as a corporate tech executive on the last one before I became a realtor. I am a 2nd generation realtor, meaning that my mom was in real estate for over 35 years, also in the Orange County area here. And I love masterminding around business, sales, and technology because that's where we can combine the 3 and help us thrive in our business. And lastly, I live the perfect California lifestyle because the beach is only about 10 minutes away. And we have a thriving community here, very affluent and beautiful luxury homes and listings that we get to have an opportunity to represent along the beaches, which you guys might see from other parts of the country, on TV and whatnot. And so today, this is today's agenda. Today's agenda, I am going to be talking about 3 main things here. And I want to talk a little bit about productivity because we want to do a little bit of theory around productivity, because in order for us to utilize these tools and know what to use the tools for, we need to know a little bit more about what productivity is in the 2023 world with AI all around us and all of our tools such as email and calendar and all kinds of stuff that's coming at you, I'm sure, every single day. And we want to just condense that down for you and do a little bit of theory around productivity and how these AI tools are going to fit around the productivity framework. And then we are going to show off, and I'm going to demo 3 of the most useful tools that you can use right now and for free. Does that sound cool? Can you guys give me a cool in the chat if that sounds good to you guys? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Parisa. Thanks, John, James. All right. Well, I'm excited. These have been tools have been very, very entertained, but also excited, and I'm just blown away by what tools can do today. And so I think you guys are going to be blown away as well. All right. So there are 3 big problems here with note-taking in general. Okay. And problem number one. Note-taking is actually a skill. What you hear and what you write down and what's useful, what's actionable, where to put it down, where can you retrieve it, all of this, plus keeping up with the meeting that you're in and trying to remember everything. And on top of that, trying to engage, sometimes with the meeting too, if you're one of the key people in the meetings. All right. And so this is a very dedicated job that we simply can't keep up. And I would guess that at least 95, 98% of us just basically don't even do it at all, and so this is going to really help us be able to do that. If you are on a team and you're lucky enough to have an assistant that's dedicated to only taking notes, kudos to you. I think most of us don't. You can also hire an offshore VA to do that. But the problem with that is the interpretation, the cultural issues, and the meetings and things like that. They may not be jotting down the things that you actually want to know. So we want to be mindful of that, because that is a big, big skill that we can all be able to use if we all have access to it. All right. And problem number 2, notes get lost, right? My dog, ate my notes, right? This is the traditional notion about taking notes, is that I'm going to bring my notebook, I'm going to write stuff down, it's going to be great, I'm going to be able to go back and look at my notes and all the stuff, and next thing you know, your doggy has eaten it, and so it's really not a permanent solution, although it can work for some time. But nowadays, with our busy lives, especially we have iPads and iPhones and all that kind of stuff, there shouldn't be any reason that we can't put our notes down digitally. And we're going to take that notion about digital notes and we are going to put it on steroids. Okay. Problem number 3, I can't find what I need, right? I've taken all these great notes a week ago, yesterday, a month ago, a year ago, but I can't remember what page was on. I can't remember where it is. I sort of vaguely remember talking to somebody about something, right? And just can't seem to be able to find what I need when I need it. And I don't have an hour or 30 minutes or 25 minutes to go and find it, right? And so, busy business owners, like yourselves, we all need that one small piece of information today, right now, to be able to get our tasks done. And, we just can't seem to be able to do that. And so that's a huge, huge problem, in productivity, because if you're spending 15, 30, 35 minutes on finding a piece of information in order for you to get a task done, that is going to be super, super hard for you to get anything done, really, right? So does any of this resonate with you guys so far with the problems? Do you just put it in the chat? If you're affected by number 1, note taking, not really know how to actually take notes. Number 2, notes getting lost, don't know where it is. There's maybe yellow stickies everywhere, or you just can't find what you need. So you're freaking out because you need it. That's the whole reason you wrote it down before, right? Yeah, totally, all of it, all of it, right? So, but at the end of the day, right, we've survived up to this point. So does any of this even matter? Right? How about I just keep on writing stuff on pieces of paper here and there? I want to segue here a little bit. I want to tell a quick story. As you guys know, when I said earlier, my mom has been in real estate for over 35 years. Okay, she's been a single agent and never had an assistant. Not one time did she ever had an assistant. In fact, she's never had a transaction coordinator. She did all of her transactions herself for all of that 35 years. She's winding down and retiring right now, and she's got a whole bunch of rental properties, so she's able to do that. But she's never had an assistant, never had a partner or an agent or somebody else to be able to hand that stuff off. She did everything herself. If she didn't do it, it didn't get done, right? So when I go to her house today, she got her office with her desk, and there's piles and piles and piles of paper everywhere. And whenever I ask her for something, she would go, "Oh yeah, it's over here." And she would rummage around, and find a piece of paper. And sometimes, a lot of times for me, I'm just helping her with her technology. I'm helping her find her passwords and stuff like that. Oh, she said, yeah, I wrote it down. It's over here. And it's this little tiny sticky and in these piles and piles of paperwork. And so I just laugh because it like really puts me back, 30 years in technology where we had nothing. So if you guys have ever had that kind of experience with other people, maybe your parents or maybe yourself, let me know in the chat. But, I wanted to share that because it's something that I'm really passionate about, because we really don't want to spend our time looking for things. All right. So does this stuff matter? Do you want to continue to just do it the way you've always done it? Or would you like to kind of figure out how we can change this? Because at the end of the day, what matters is that you're sometimes, let me know in the chat, yes, if you feel this, that sometimes you feel completely overworked and completely overwhelmed. And if you can shave off 5 or 10 hours a week to be able to do more of what you want, or maybe even just have a little time to yourself, wouldn't that be great? Right? This is a kind of sort of interesting and kind of sort of speaking to you if you are having these kinds of issues where you're overwhelmed. Judy says, yes, I want to have things in an orderly fashion without the hunt. That's right. And that's what's so great about systems nowadays. You can put in the search and you should be able to find exactly what you need. And it shouldn't be like a Google search where you search for something and get 50,000 returns and then you have to scan through 3 pages of stuff to find it, right? It should be just your top 1 or 2, and you should be able to click on it. You should be able to get the information you want. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Jetson. Stickies. I'm going to show you today a couple of tools that's going to replace the stickies and do what no stickies can do. Okay, so I'm going to show that to you guys. And so at the end of the day, this is going to be ultra helpful if you can save hours, okay, and find anything you need anytime. And the key word here is you can do all of this forever. Would that be good? You know, give me a cool in the chat if that is something that you would love to be able to do. Awesome, Johnny. Thank you. Awesome, Judy, James, thank you. Okay. All right. I promise you some theory, okay, so that you can get your head around all of this stuff, so that anything you come across in the future, you will be able to understand it better. Okay, this is the foundation of modern productivity today. Okay, and there's really only 3 parts. And if you haven't been paying attention, this is the time to pay attention now, because with this little short 3-part model, you will be able to digest anything you want anytime and search and organize anything you would like for any business forever. Okay, and so number 1, this is your brain. Okay, and your brain is good at many things, but it's not good at some things. It's good at giving ideas. It's good at you know, having fun and having all kinds of experiences. And then be able to do work one at a time, right? We all know that multitasking doesn't work for our brains, right? And so this is where systems come in. What we can do with the current modern productivity framework is that you can take any of the ideas, any of the things that you want to note down, and then you can capture it into a system. Okay, and I'm going to show you some tools here to be able to do that, because once it's captured, it is out of your brain for you to do more enjoyment, have more experiences, and do more work of what you love. Okay, and so this is the number 1 thing that I want you to understand, is getting the stuff, the ideas, and everything that you are experiencing in your life, being able to capture it, take a snapshot of it, either automatically or manually, however it is, and be able to store it. And then the last part here is having the AI system organize it automatically and search and be able to allow you to search forever. Okay, and now once you've dumped out all that stuff, you can have more. You can do more of this, right? And the more data you add into here, sorry, my iPad's got a little delay here. This is going to be your entire knowledge base that you don't have to store in your brain. Okay, so any feedback or question on this? Does everybody kind of following with me and tracking with me so far? Just give me a yes if you do, and all that makes sense to you. So this is how we can relieve all of our overwhelm, because we're taking everything here out of our brain and let the systems do everything else. Okay, and so this is what we're going to do today, is show you how we're going to be able to capture and store that data. Oops. Sorry. Store that data. And then show you tools that's going to organize it and create your own knowledge base of your life. Okay, and your business. All right. So give me some, feel free to unmute. Give me some thoughts of what you think of the system so far. And if this is something that you be interested in doing, you have questions around how this productivity system works. A lot of people in the industry right now are calling this the second brain productivity system. So if you come across any YouTube videos and talking about second brain, that's what this is. Okay. Cool. So far, we have the framework of what we're going to be doing here. And if all is cool, I can go ahead and move forward. I do have all the presentation slides and QR code here for you. Let me get that over to you. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So if you want to scan and get the presentation slides here, I will get that to you. I might also have all the links. So let me copy that in the chat for you if it's easier. All right, there's all the links. So I have a couple links. One is for this presentation slide. The other is for Facebook group. We have an AI Facebook group that's just open to the public. Feel free to join if you want to continue to learn, throughout the month in between my presentations here. I do this once a month on the last Tuesday of the month for Real Academy. If you are watching outside of Real Academy, feel free to reach out to me if you want to get on a notification list so I can let you know when we're doing more of them. I also have a private group for those of you who are in Real Academy, and we have a private group in Workplace for AI real estate for AI for real estate. So if you want to join that, the link is there as well. And then the previous presentations I've done on the AI Masterclass as well as ChatGPT, the links are there as well. So if that's useful for you, feel free to copy and paste everything in there. All right, so let's move on. So as I mentioned before, we're going to capture. And by capturing it, we can get that stuff out of our brain. That saves us time. While we're in a meeting, especially a Zoom meeting or something like this, it will automatically be able to record, transcribe the entire meeting for us. We can ask it to summarize, in a couple of sentences or a couple of paragraphs of what the meeting was all about. And then it can organize any kind of notes or sections or anything like that that you might like. Okay, and all of these tools are going to be free except one little one, and I'll show you what that is, and it's an option that you can have. So let's get into it. So tool number one, it's very specific, but because it is more of a personal note capture. So earlier, when somebody said stickies, this is basically a modern day sticky. I think that was Judson that said about stickies. This is basically a modern day sticky, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, share my browser here, and can show you what this looks like. All right. everybody can see that okay? Let me know if you can see my browser screen. Good, yes? Is it working? Great, thank you, Judy. All right, so this is a tool, an online tool called Napkin, okay? And it's AI enabled. So you can see, you can create new tools here, new notes, and the notes are organized this way. So you can add any kind of notes you want. And here I can just say, take notes with AI with a bunch of cool people on a webinar. Okay, so I've basically created a note here. And what it's going to do is it's going to take that note and it's going to try to look at all the other notes and link them together as a set of notes automatically. So right away, it notices that these other notes are related to this note, what we're talking about. And if I click on another note here, it'll automatically tell me, hey, this is the note that you're looking for, but these other notes are most closely related to this note. So it basically chains them together. All right. And upon chaining them together, it will also automatically tag them. You can see these tags that it tags automatically for you. Okay. And then on top of that, you can also create what's called stacks. And stacks are basically categories that you can create. So these are the categories I created. This is a test account. So obviously I don't have all of my stuff in here, but you can create any kind of stack that you want for all the categories that you want, and you can file them as such. Okay. And so you can see, you can add links, and you can see where this, I can add stacks to this and show what stacks they are. And here are all the tags. Okay. So as far as stickies is concerned, you can see at a click of your fingertips, you can find something right here. Of course, you can search. I can search for AI. And these are all the notes right away that's related to AI. So you can see right here, the note that I took earlier. And if I click on that one, it comes up right away. So I didn't do anything here. Notice that I didn't do hardly anything. All that I did was create a note. And automatically it's searchable, automatically it's tagged. And if I wanted to, I can categorize it with stacks if I wanted to. And it will automatically relate these other notes that it found that was related to AI. Okay, so pretty cool, pretty cool. This is the only one that is a paid service, but it gives you a 7-day free trial if you wanted to try it out. It's a really cool concept. So I think it's worth demoing for you guys. All right. Now, let's see here. Let me get back to my presentation here. Okay, so that's napkin.ai. So feel free to jot that down if you need to. And the next one here, which is also closely related, but I think it's much more useful, and it's called MyMind. And you can go to mymind.com to see that. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. It is a combination of a note taker as well as a being able to save links, save any kind of web content that you might want. Okay, so let me get onto that and show you what that looks like. Okay, here we go. If you can see my screen, hopefully, let me know if you can't. So what MyMind does is that you can see I've added a little Chrome extension up here for MyMind. Here's a little plus. So if I click on that, it will automatically save this link right onto MyMind. Okay, so if I'm in Napkin, for example, and I click that right here, you up in the upper right, see it's saved right away, and I can have the option to add tags if I want. So I can say AI webinar, and it'll automatically tag it. Okay, so now that that's done, it saves it to my mind. And if I go back to my mind, and you can see it has saved them. So right here, it saved the napkin one, which is what we were just on. And then it saved the other link that I had for my mind. And then I also can create notes. So here's a note that I created yesterday about a buyer. Okay, and here's all the links of the homes that I showed her and any kind of notes and things that I want to have for her. So you can create notes, obviously. But the best thing here is any kind of links that I'm on, even Facebook or even from my phone, I can tag it and it will automatically go into my mind right here. So here's all the links that I have previously saved. And just like napkins, it will automatically categorize, automatically tag, automatically find everything for you. And if I say AI, here's all the links, YouTube videos, and anything that I previously saved, even Facebook links, any kind of social media links about AI that it automatically tagged for me. Okay, so your job here is really just tell the AI systems, either Napkin or My Mind, what information you want to save, and it'll do everything else. It will tag it, it will categorize it, and it will allow you to be able to search for whatever you want. So if I search for mind, here's, anything that has the mind-blowing, okay, this will blow your mind, right? And so this here, there's probably this word in the note here for mind. Okay, right here, again, 5 free AI tools that will blow your mind. Okay, so this is also a trial application. I think it allows you for 100 or 200 links to be able to save, but then you'll have to pay a small monthly fee to be able to keep using it. But it's extremely, extremely helpful if you want to capture anything that you want for yourself, whether you're on your iPhone, your iPad, your desktop, anywhere you want. You see something on your phone, you can literally just say save from my mind, and we'll go right into here. Okay, so those are the two. Basically a personal note capture. This is what I mean by being it a sticky or something like that, but no longer everything is online, and you will be able to use these tools to be able to capture anything you want at any time and be at your own disposal for yourself. All right. Okay, looks like I'm moving along here on time. I want to make sure I'm respectful of your time here and get done on time. So that's tool number 1, is a specific, useful personal note catcher. You can have this for yourself and for your assistant or for anybody on your team. All right. Tool number 2, this is actually an extremely incredible tool. It's called Fathom. Just out of curiosity, anybody have heard of this tool, Fathom? Just give me a 1 if you have, a 0 if you haven't. Judy, no. No, Parisa, because I'm super curious. And it's not one that most people have heard of, but it's one of the fastest growing. And in my personal opinion, it's the most complete as far as how it does Zoom meetings and takes notes and highlights and transcribe for everything. Great, Rochelle. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like, okay? And one thing to note is that it literally took me less than 3 minutes to sign up for this free tool. It's free forever, okay? Unlike the other two, there's more of a trial. It's free forever, easy sign up. Once I signed up, it walked me through any of the access and needs for Zoom meetings and stuff like that. And once that happens, you can join the meeting and it will do all of these things for you: record, transcribe, highlight, summarize, and all that stuff. And I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. Okay, so this is the homepage of Fathom, and I wanted to kind of show you this real quick because it walks you through kind of some of the features that it has. So number one, you can see that there's a meeting going on here as an example, and it can do automatic highlights, or you can do manual highlights as you are continuing to be in the meeting. And the manual highlights are actually pretty easy because you can just click highlights and you can say, hey, this is something I want to do, actionable, and it automatically put that in there in your timeline of the meeting. Fully transcribe, it will transcribe it completely, okay, so that you can have the full transcription. Supports 7 languages, which is good, but hold on a second. Let me see if I can make this browser a little easier. Okay, that's better. All right, so you can see while you're in the meeting, it's transcribing and allows you to be able to highlight. The highlight tool is, I think, is next level, because you can actually, while somebody's talking about something, you can click on the highlight, type in a few words, and we'll capture that and put it in the timeline for you. Okay. And then it can automatically summarize the meeting for you. So there'll be a summarized version as well as the fully transcribed version. And it's you can copy and paste in wherever platform you want. If you want to copy and paste to your Google Docs, you want to copy it to an email and send it to somebody, right here you can see, or any kind of task manager, or if you want to just save it to your own personal notes somewhere. But I'm going to show you how we can utilize all this transcription and use a tool, another tool that's going to be able to keep that stuff for you forever, because right now this tool is doing the heavy lifting of the transcription and the capture for you. Okay, and so I'm going to show you right now what a transcription looks like. So this is a meeting that we did recently with our fearless president of Rio. We just had a meeting. He did an impromptu video social media thing for us, just a few of us privately, just kind of sharing with us what he's learning about social media. And so you can see here's the full transcript that it captured completely. And what I love is you can see all the color coding. Okay, and that color coding is for all the highlights. So right here on the right, you can see all the highlights that we did. Okay, so that you can scan through that. And then the AI automatically generated this summary for us of the entire meeting. So you can see this was an hour and 24 minutes. Okay, and if I click on one of these, actually show me for everything here. And I'm kind of like an offline mode right now because I'm signed off. But if I click on any of these areas, it will take me to that video at that time for each highlight. You can see all of this timeline is recorded. Okay. And if I wanted to, and I copy and paste right here for any of these platforms, I can copy it. Let's say I say copy it to Google Docs. I can put it into the Google Docs and paste it here, and you can see how everything is copy and pasted, and you can see all the color coding of the highlights of the meeting. So literally I can go through all of this stuff here, and within a short 1 page or 2, figure out what was talked about in our 1.5 hour almost meeting. Okay. That's a really good question, Judy. So far, as far as I know, the Fathom tool works only on desktop, but all the other tools, Napkin and MyMind, they all work on mobile devices. So there may be a Fathom app that when you're on Zoom on your phone, that may be able to record, but I don't know about that. Okay, but I definitely know that for Fathom, it is a desktop app. You can see how you're on a desktop and it does all of these things for you, online, all of these transcribing and everything in real time. Okay, good question. You sometimes have to be a host. I've been able to use it for being a lot of time just being an attendee. It really has to do with Zoom and the type of Zoom meeting it is. Because if it's a closed public webinar, you may not be able to have it join. So it just depending on the type of Zoom meeting, actually, not necessarily that you have to be a host. Because as long as the Fathom application can join the meeting as like another guest or another attendee, it can do all of these things. Okay, but for a lot of us who are real estate agents, if you are doing Zoom meetings with your clients, this is perfect, right? It can do the summary for you. You can make highlights, on the fly, and all of this can be recorded, and then it can be stored somewhere where you can access it for all of your clients, wherever all that stuff is for you. Okay, you can even add it, just paste it into your CRM. If you're using Chime, if you're using Follow Up Boss or whatever CRM you're using, you can copy this stuff and add it to the notes of the CRM. Okay, so pretty cool, huh? All right, so the last piece of the puzzle here. Okay, let me unshare here. The last piece of the puzzle is tool number 3. It's called Notion, and they released what's called Notion AI. Can you tell me in the chat if you guys have heard of Notion? What Notion is a place where you, this is from their website, is a single space where you can think, write, and plan, capture thoughts. You can manage projects, and you can run an entire company with it and do it exactly the way you want. Okay, good. No, okay. If you haven't heard about Notion, you guys are going to start hearing about Notion a lot. Okay, it's already been really popular with a lot of online creators, small business people, because it can do all of these things, as I mentioned. It's basically, a type of project management that can allow you to put together anything you want to fit it to your business, however you run it. Okay, so this is called AI. This is called Notion, and they recently released a AI part of Notion, which is going to help us organize all this stuff, all these notes and transcriptions and meetings that I just showed you using Fathom. Okay, so now that you know, you can take the entire transcription and copy and paste it. We're going to open up Notion here, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right. Okay, so this is Notion. This is just a test account that I created. Notion, for all of you guys that are probably wondering, is 100% free. Okay, just like Fathom, it's free. So you can sign up for an account. Okay, what's not free are like additional plugins and things like that that you want to add to it, but it is really already full featured. Okay, so right now you can see on the left side menu, all of these things that you can have. You can have team spaces if you are a team of many people, so you can collaborate, create projects. So here you can add your projects. Wiki is for any kind of knowledge base that you could want to maybe put together for either products or sales or whatever it is you want to do for your business. And then the part that we're going to be focused on here is meetings. All right. And so if I create a new note here, and I'll just say test meeting transcription for AI webinar. Okay, so there's my note. And if I open this note, right here is where I can put the stuff in. And let's just say I copy and paste this transcription over. So I've copied the entire transcription of this meeting. Now I'm going to add it. Oops. That didn't work. I think it's because I'm offline, but let me see if I can just select it. All right, I'm just going to select the portion of it here. So you can see how it works. So here we pasted the transcription. And what I can do with this transcription, let's say it's really, really long. I can ask the AI to write for me. Okay, so if I scroll down in here to the AI section, right here, I can ask it to summarize the transcription. So if I click this, it's going to go through everything. And I'm going to say, hey, go ahead and generate a transcription. All right, there you go. This is a transcription of the meeting discusses strategies for improving content creation. The main takeaway include importance of debriefing and discussing strategies, the values and the first 3 seconds of the video, the hook, and the benefit of writing down learning from mistakes. So out of all this transcription, in just a split second, it created this summary for me. Okay. Now, if you were to do this manually, it might take you hours. It might take you an hour to read through everything, right? All right, so second part here, let's do some more AI stuff. Action items, cool. So I can tell it to give me the action item based on this transcription and make me a checklist. So if I click this, it's going to go ahead and generate and create a set of action items. So right away, you can see it created 3 action items for this transcription. Right, so now you have the summary of the meeting and you have action items of things that you can do based on this. And if you want, you can create a project anytime you come back and take a look at, review this meeting, you'll have all this stuff on hand. Okay. And then lastly, if you wanted to, you can ask the AI to write whatever you want, and you can just put in any kind of prompt in here, just like ChatGPT. So for here, I can say, hey, tell me the one most important thing about this transcribed meeting. Okay, if I hit enter there, right here it says the most important takeaway from this meeting is the value of the first 3 seconds of a video, the hook. All right, so pretty amazing stuff. And I want to just show you how we're going to tie everything together here. As you can see, what we did here is number one, we're able to capture for ourselves little notes or whatever we want and have it automatically categorized and automatically searchable. Number two, to be able to take meetings. You don't even have to be at the meeting as long as you can get Fathom to join. And it can do all the recording, transcribing, highlights, and you can review at your leisure and do anything you want. If you can take the transcription, take it, paste it into Notion AI, and you can ask it any question you want, make it any kind of notes, make it summarize, make it create task list, action items for you with Notion AI. And that will be in your Notion AI account forever for you to search any kind of meeting, any kind of notes, anything that you want. Okay, so that's how we can tie all of these things, 3 things together as a productivity system around any kind of meetings or any kind of notes or any kind of things you want to capture. Okay. I put this thing in here so that we can kind of do a quick recap. So this is your brain, and you can use that for ideas, any kind of free time that you want to use, and be able to take meetings, capture all of that stuff and using the systems to be able to house anything that you want. So the capture would be napkin, my mind. You can capture the meeting with Fathom. You can organize it in Notion so that it's going to be AI enabled and basically organize and search anything. So this is a quick recap. I'm going to open up the floor for any kind of question or any kind of thoughts, and what's your one takeaway? Anybody want to start before I start calling on people? Yeah, well, we all feel like that, Judson. We all feel like we're a few light years away, but you know what? You guys are here. And if you guys can take just one thing away from this, you're going to be light years, in the present and ahead. Any other thoughts? See, Johnny, what's your one good takeaway here, if you're available?
You talking to me?
Yeah,
Speaking.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm like not one light year away. I like this. I like technology, and I like the all of the conveniences of it and everything. But at 81, I'm kind of slow.
Like hey, it doesn't matter what doesn't matter what age you are. We all feel like that. I feel like that, even with all the stuff that I'm able to learn and be able to share with you guys.
Yeah, it'll take me I'll go back and I'll work on it. I took notes and everything here on what you were saying here. I have a notepad here.
Yeah, awesome.
And I'll go back and work on it. I usually catch up with it.
Yeah,
you
can always. Yeah, this is recorded, so you can always go and review the presentation, the PDF that I have for you, and then you can maybe take action on one of them and be able to use it.
Now, is that in the knowledge library portion of the workplace?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This will be in there. Okay.
Yeah, and let me see here. I'm going to also copy and paste again the links for all the assets here. Okay, let me go copy and paste the links again. All right, and Rochelle says, slow down to go fast. That's right. By taking a few minutes to set up Fathom will save me a bunch of time. That's right. We all do Zoom meetings that we all are not 100% present, but there's a lot of important information that we want to highlight and capture and be able to review anytime we want. Okay, and so so it's super important. I think that is a really fantastic tool for that. So I would definitely take advantage of that, especially if it's free. You have no excuses, right?
I have a question for you. Hi there.
Sure. Hi, Prisa.
Hi. So my question is, for example, the Notion one, for us to enter our notes, is that all private or it would become accessible?
As far as I know for Notion, and you can look at their homepage and talk, every single company right now have a privacy policy about how you should be able, how they either do use your data or don't. Actually, in fact, let me see if I can pull it up and see if I can find that answer for you right now. Give me one sec. Because I just read a whole bunch of other AI companies that they do not share information. So it is your own information. So that is a really good question.
For example, I walk into like a listing appointment and I start taking notes and I create a folder with the listing address and all that stuff. Would that listing address be, available for others to really, like how they have targeted marketing companies that based on
Yeah.
people's habits and stuff, they start selling that information. I guess that's where I'm coming from.
Right. I don't think so to that extent at all. What a lot of times what they want to use their data for is to help their systems learn better what it is that they can improve on the system, not to share, with the public or anybody else, or not to sell it. That's the general consensus of all the tools right now. Okay. But let me see if I can find their privacy policy for if you guys are cool with hanging out for just a second longer.
Yes, that'll be great. Thank you.
Sharon. Okay. All right, cool. So let me share my screen. Sec. There we go. All right. So for all the tools that you might be considering, Parisa, okay, I would just look on their site for anything that looks like this: security and privacy policies. Okay, so this is what they do for security to make sure that data is not going, being hacked or being put into anywhere else. Security profile, access control, infrastructure, and I'm trying to see if I can find. Here's the privacy policies right here. I click on that. Data processing, let's see. Subscription agreement, personal use. Let me see if it's an agreement here. And you know what? I may be able to use AI for this. Okay, so this is a tool called Harpa AI, and it should be able to search the information here. Tell me how my data is being searched on this page. Okay, so it's scanning this page. Oh, okay, so it wasn't able to do it. Let's see, page text. Here's what we need. Let's try that again. Okay, so it's going to search the page text. And then I asked it, tell me how my data is being searched, how my data is being used. Let's see. On Notion. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter there. All right, so it's gone through this article here and everything, and it says, according to the master select process account information and customer data, account information includes names, username, passwords. Let's see with your Notion. Customer data refers to, okay, it doesn't really say exactly. Okay, but I would even go as far as reaching out to support and ask them. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. I was trying to see if we can find it quickly here.
Thank you.
Okay, but really good question. I would do that if there's any concerns about that. I would do that for all the tools that you're interested in using. But as a general rule of thumb, most of these tools, they are gathering your data to help improve the application. Not to their goal is not to share it with other people, third party or publicly at all, because if they did, you know that they would go out of business in a second. Okay, is that helpful?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. Any other questions before we sign off here? We're just a few minutes behind, over. All right. If everybody is good, then you're welcome, Judson, if I said that right. Definitely, copy and paste these links I have here in the chat, and feel free to review anytime you want. And if you're following me with me on social media, feel free to reach out to me if you want a recording of this session or anything like that, or if you have any additional questions. I'm always here to help. If you are interested in, using some of these tools and want some help going through stuff, please feel free to let me know and reach out. I love this stuff, and I couldn't do more of it if I wanted to. So
Leo,
thank you all.
can you please share your contact information, like your Instagram account and all that? I just joined Reels. I'm getting to know agents too. Thank you.
Let me give me 1 second. Thank you for that. Let me share. Okay, so if you guys can see my screen there, here is my contact information here on the last slide. Okay, and I'll put my signature here in the chat. You can copy and paste that as well. And you can find me on all social media at Leo Chen RE. All right, all good. Wish you all a great and productive week. And hopefully you get to try out some of these AI tools and can get ahead of the game as far as you're saving some time and productivity. And I appreciate you all. And I will see you again next time. All right, take care, everybody.
Take care.
Bye, Johnny.
Bye.